Hey guys, this is Coach Chad here at Back in Motion, and today I'm going to show you how to do a kettlebell deadlift. Now, before we even deadlift, I want to make sure Crystal has the right range of motion and mobility in her hamstrings and her hips to be able to even do a deadlift safely and effectively. So what I want Crystal to do is do a toe touch corrective exercise. So I want her to come down and touch her toes and make sure she can almost touch them. Good. So Crystal has good range of motion in her hamstrings and good mobility, so I would say it's safe to say she can do a deadlift properly and effectively. What I want Crystal to do now is she's going to have a kettlebell in front of her, give her a little bit of external load. She's going to hold it right in front of her, and what I want her to do is practice hinging down, and as she comes down, she's going to bend her knees at a 20%, and then she's going to come back up. Now I want her to keep the kettlebell as close to her body as possible, and I want her to keep her chest from collapsing, so I want her to practice keeping her chest up as she comes down. She's going to bend the knees naturally, about 20%. She's going to come up, and as she comes up, I want her to engage her glutes, but not overextend her lower back, causing lumbar flexion. Now what she's really focusing on also is really driving off those heels to engage those hamstrings as best she can. That way it takes pressure off her lower back. Because with a deadlift, all that power is coming from the lower legs, not the back. The back is just acting as a stabilizer to keep that chest upright. Now, if a client has problem hip hinging, which can be the case, a good way to practice hip hinging and how to teach a client how to properly hip hinge is the first one is we're going to put a dowel behind Crystal's back, which is going to rest right on her cervical, her thoracic, and her lower lumbar. Now, what I want Crystal to do is go against the wall, and I want her to practice pushing her butt against the wall. Good. And as she comes down, I want her to bend her knees slightly, practicing that deadlift position. So this is just teaching the client the proper spinal position that we want during a deadlift. Good, Crystal. So once she gets familiar with that and comfortable with that, we're going to add an external load where she's going to put the kettlebell in a goblet position right on the front part of her body, and we're just going to add a little external weight. Good, Crystal. Push the butt towards the wall. So this is just a good way to practice hinge patterns and also showing the client how to position their back as well.